Hello there and welcome back. So in this video we are going to take a look at how you can get started with PyScript. PyScript is basically a way for you to run Python code directly in your browser. And that should be enough about it. What we are going to use, I have created a folder, and this folder is going to contain our HTML files. And what I will do is to spin up my built-in web server with Python. And if everything goes well, I should be able to go to the HTTP localhost 8000. Great. So here what we are going to do is to place the HTML files. Now, in order to use PyScript, we need to download at least two files. The first file is going to be a CSS file, and the second one is going to be a JavaScript file. So basically, this is the URL. You could visit the pyscript.net, and here you will find the JS file. Let's copy and paste it. So new file, pyscript.js, and it's barely 27,000 lines. And we are going to need to grab the CSS file as well. So let's grab it. pyscript.css and paste it. Now this is needed so that our basically apps don't need to reach out to the internet to load these resources, but rather we can use it this way. And let's create an index.html. So in this index.html, what we would like to do is to basically create our HTML document. So HTML, and we should have our closing tag, and in the head section what we would like to do is to give it a title. So this is going to be our REPL, and after that we would have the files basically referenced with a link. So PyScript, and how do we do that? Let's do it this way. We have the link for the style sheet, and we will have the script for the PyScript.jss, or JS rather. This should tell our HTML that it should look for the files locally. And then we can create the body. And inside that body, what we could do is to, let's create a paragraph. And here we could say hello world. And then if we want to run PyScript, we need to use the PyScript tag. And in between here, we can write Python code. So what we would like to do is to create basically a date stamp. So from datetime, import datetime, and we could go ahead, create an f string. Current time is between curly braces datetime.now, and let's wrap it in a stir function. Now if we go ahead and save it, we should be able to go back and refresh. and we can see that we have the hello world message and our current time as it was calculated from Python. And we can view the source. So this is how you can include the resources needed to use. And you could use basically the print statement, or if I am not mistaken, it should work this way as well. So let's save it. Yeah. So you don't need to wrap it in a print. What we could also do is, let's say we would like to compute pi values. So compute the pi, and it should be an HTML file. And here what we would like to do is to create a function compute pi, and n is going to be a value up to which we would like to compute it, and pi is 2, and for I in range 1 to n, we would like to go and say that pi times equals 4 times I to the squared divided by 4 times I to the square minus 1, and then return pi. And here we could have the value of pi to the 100 is compute pi 100, and it should work. So let's go back and try to load the compute HTML. And there we go. That should be it. What you could also do is to use the pyconfig tag to set and configure general metadata along with declaring dependencies in the PyScript. So for example, if you have a dependency which tries to use a script file, so test.py, and here we have an add function which returns x plus y. It takes x and y, and let's go ahead and import requests and define the check URL and return requests.get URL equals URL and the status code. And let's wrap it in a try and accept we return not available. So if we go back and let's create the pyconfig.html, what we can do is to repurpose our first example. And here what we would do is the following. So we could define the following in the pyconfig file. This should be above the PyScript. So pyconfig, and let's close this tag. So here we could specify that we have what should we do? let's go ahead and which should be a good example. Yeah, this one. So what we will specify here is the fetch, and this fetch should add the following files: test.py, which is located in the current folder, and after that what we would like to do is to import from test everything and print that 10 plus 40 is equal to add 10 plus 40, and we could use the status of https google.com is check URL https google.com, and if everything goes well, we should be able to load the pyconfig.html. So pyconfig.html, and now it is loading the runtime, and we have a problem. Let's define another setting here. So type equals toml. That way so so no packages base code async module not found unvendored. But we should be able to specify it. So we have the fetch. Let's do it differently. So packages equal to requests, and let's modify it this way, and requests.get and the dot status code. Initializing. All right. Host google.com request get. So it is basically able to import, and connection error. Oh, the firewall on my machine is blocking. So this is one thing, and another example is the following. Let's that data example.html, and for that we will have a data.py, and inside the data.py we will have the numpy as np and this function, and for the data.example what we would like to do is to use this code. This one and this one. And now we should be able to use the data example .html. And it is loading. Module not found name data. It gives the same error. So let's use it this way. It is not able to pick it up. Maybe this will work on my Ubuntu machine. Let's try it. So on Windows, for whatever reason, it seems to have the problem. Let's load the Ubuntu machine and try it again. Maybe this way. Oh, no. There's a different reason for that. No problem. So let's try and reproduce it the same way. So let's open up a terminal and navigate to desktop, create a PSC folder, and let's create a data.py. Alright, and data.html. Alright. Now, come on. Let's try it. And Python 3.10 -m HTTP server. And visit this one with the Firefox. Alright, and let's look at data.html. That may be a problem with the latest version. PyScript. Yeah. I managed to fix it by adding a library plus version in the Alright. Yeah. Oh, the requests module was not supported. That's why the data was not working. And in the script we have another one. Yeah. PyEnv. Let's do it this way. Data.html, and here in the PyEnv we should give it the path and under the T we will have the data.py. Alright. Let's spin up the web server once again. It was unable to do it. Alright. It doesn't seem to pick up. So we have the paths, data.py, and we would like to fetch it. Alright then, it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. PyScript. And let's make it another way. PyScript cannot find local files. No such file or directory. Yeah, virtual file system. Let's see. What we would like to do is to figure out why it cannot access it, and what I would do is to basically create an os.html, and here I would like to import the OS module and list there, and os.get cvd. And we don't need the plot output, and this one as well. Let's go to the os.html. Home. Biodide. All right. And we would like to list here the current directory. Ha. It seems to be empty. And that's why it cannot find the files. So biodide mount local folder PyScript. Yeah. How can I load external files to iodide? Zip files and unpack them. All right. Iodide. Unpack. Great. So we have the PyFetch. So basically this should give you an idea as to how you can get started with PyScript and Python in your browser. And what we also have is basically a REPL. So REPL.html. So this PyREPL tag could be used, and let's give it a try. REPL.html. And there we go. Import this. Ho. And for I in range 10, print I. Alright, now we have an interactive REPL in our browser. So technically that was it. That's all I wanted to show you. See you in the next one.